Turn 1, fourth gear. There's quite a bit going on here, so it is easy to make mistakes. The left side of the track moves to the right during the braking zone, so as you pass the edge of the wall, turn the car so it'll be in a straight line under braking. Begin braking about where the yellow line in the old pit lane exit begins. You're moving up a slight hill, so it's easy to outbrake yourself. I'm beginning my turn in about where the radius on the left side track edge changes, but my eyes are looking at the apex of T1 and through the corner as much as possible, so I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to the turn-in marker, and instead am depending on a sight picture. There's a change in the rate of climb in the track right as you turn in, and then there's a significant crown in the track that you clear before the heavy camber at the base of the corner. The car does tend to get loose at turn-in because of this. You don't want as much oversteer as I got here, but try to ride it through as much as you can, since the track falls away a fair amount near track out, and it's virtually impossible to fix your line through the corner after apex. Carry your radius back to driver's right on exit. Turn 2, fourth gear. Work on knowing your rhythm and your sight pictures here. There are two references that I like to use, but if you're behind another car, both of the references are hidden until after you've committed to the corner. The first reference is the speaker pole directly in front of the car. Drive towards it for a bit, a little longer than I did here. The other reference point is the tree to the left of the track. The tree itself is actually to the left of turn 4, but its top, and more importantly, the small gap in the tree line approaching it, are just now visible. After you've aimed at the speaker pole for a bit, line up on the treetop. It should take you to the apex of the curbing on 2 and on the proper line. Turn 3 is actually a fourth gear corner and not third like I used here. As I approach the so-called apex of T2, my car is in a neutral state and pointed to the left of the gap in the tree line. Turn in about a car's length after you come off the curbing. Use all of the apex curbing on the inside. The spec suspension can easily handle it. Turn 4. I began my turn in a little too early, and it kept me too far to driver's right for the following right-hander. The S's, fourth gear. At the entrance, you really want the left side tires to be right next to the curbing. Turn in as the car approaches that curbing. Here, I'm too far to the right and turning in too early. Minimize your steering input and kiss all of the curbs. Stay in fourth gear. Turn 5, fourth gear. The middle section of the curbing on driver's right is somewhat straighter than the rest of that curb, and I'm aiming the car to be straight as I approach that section. I begin my braking just before I arrive at the curbing and immediately center the steering. The track is off camber at turn-in, so carry some braking into the corner to help the car to rotate and then quickly go back to power. Try to be at full power before you pass the halfway point in the track and move over all the way off to track right. Turn 6, fourth gear. I brake at the beginning of the splotch in the pavement just after the 200 marker. There's a lot of banking here, so you can carry quite a bit more speed into the corner than you might expect. Turn in about or just after the 100 line and not before, like I did here, which caused me to be late to power. Stay off the throttle until the fronts have picked up the banking, but you should still be at full power at or before the apex. Turn 7, third gear. This is the most important corner on track. It's mostly a rhythm corner. When I've hit T6 correctly, this corner is much easier. As I complete my track out from T6, I'm on the brakes and down to third as I center the car about a car's length from the end of the wide dirt patch. During race sessions, there are a bunch of trailers and easy outs on the inside that can be used as references. Turn in about a car's length before the end of the curbing and get back to full power before apex. Turns 8 and 9. Don't move far away from the left edge of the track for turn 8, and then connect the apexes of the left-handed turn 8 and the right-handed turn 9 with as little steering input as possible. Turn 10A, third gear. Brake hard just before the 100 marker and place the car on the curb at turn-in. 10A has a little camber right next to the apex, but a few feet away it is off camber, so it's important to stay tight to the apex. Put the center line of the car right over the apex. You can see I actually bailed out of my steering a little bit to make sure I didn't get a cut corner penalty. Turn 10B, third gear. There's quite a bit of camber near the apex before the track begins going uphill, so try to use that to your advantage by apexing a little earlier than you might think. The baseline setup might require a small breathe of the throttle at turn-in, but try to avoid it if you can. As you come out of track out, aim for the middle of the Suzuki banner, and that will put you on the right line through 11, and that radius should carry you through 12 as well. I've also included the following laps run through the first two sectors, which were driven much more cleanly than this lap, including a purple sector 1.